Everyone thinks Superman is unbreakable. But what if the world's greatest hero finally lost control? Tonight, we're diving into the most jaw-dropping, controversial, and haunting moments when Clark Kent, Superman himself, snapped. These are the stories where restraint failed, anger took over, and the consequences changed everything. Not just for Superman, but for the universe itself. 10. New 52 Superman vs. Hell. There's a fine line between righteous anger and outright destruction, even for Superman. During the Hell on Earth saga, Superman Volume 3, number 13 to 17, 2013, a powerful Kryptonian named Hell invades the Fortress of Solitude, threatens Clark's friends, and manipulates his emotions. With his legacy and loved ones on the line, Superman snaps. In a fit of rage, he nearly demolishes his own fortress, unleashing his heat vision and strength without restraint. The very place built to preserve his heritage is left battered, a warning of what happens when even Superman lets go of control. The aftermath? Shaken friends, a damaged legacy, and a Superman who realizes just how close he came to becoming a threat himself. Year 9. Superman, grounded, truth. Sometimes the weight of the world is too much, even for Superman. In the Grounded and Truth arcs, Superman number 700 to 714, Superman Volume 3, number 40 to 44, Clark's identity is exposed. The public turns against him and he spirals into a crisis of purpose. He lashes out, arguing with Lois, clashing with police, even fighting Batman in a rare show of anger. For a hero known for hope, his frustration is jarring. Leaving Metropolis, his friends, and his own reputation bruised. In the fallout, Superman must face the ugly truth. Sometimes the hardest fight is against himself, and the journey back is filled with regret and the long work of rebuilding trust. 8. Superman versus Darkseid. It's one thing to battle evil. It's another to be twisted into its pawn. After being brainwashed by Darkseid to attack Earth, Superman is left traumatized, humiliated, and burning with anger. In the epic finale, Legacy Part 2, 1999, Clark unleashes his fury on Darkseid. His punches thunderous, his restraint gone. For a moment, he comes dangerously close to crossing a line, nearly beating Darkseid to death in pure rage. Superman's outburst is so raw that even those he protects are left shaken, questioning if the hero they trust could ever be truly the same again. 7. Superman. For tomorrow. When the world's problems become too big, even Superman can be crushed by guilt and obsession. In For Tomorrow, Superman Volume 2, number 204-215, a mysterious event causes 1 million people to vanish, including those Clark cares about most. Unable to accept this loss, Superman grows more isolated and desperate. He lashes out at enemies and sometimes even at those trying to help, using his powers with intimidating aggression. His near godlike actions and moral ambiguity leave friends and the public afraid, showing that when Superman can't fix everything, he sometimes risks breaking himself and others, trying. 6. Superman versus Manchester Black. What happens when the world pushes Superman to abandon his ideals? In the acclaimed story, What's So Funny About Truth, Justice, and the American Way? Action Comics number 775, 2001. Manchester Black and the Elite taunt Superman with lethal force, showing the world that violence and cynicism seem to win. With innocent lives at stake and his own beliefs under fire, Superman comes dangerously close to killing Manchester in cold blood. He stops himself at the last second, but the world sees how thin the line really is. the aftermath leaves both Superman and the public shaken, proving that restraint isn't always easy, even for him. 5. The death of Superman, Doomsday. When all hope is lost, sometimes even Superman must unleash everything he has. In the legendary Death of Superman storyline, Superman Volume 2, number 75, 1992, Doomsday tears through Metropolis, leaving devastation in his wake. With no other options, Superman abandons restraint, trading blow for blow in a brutal street fight that rocks the city to its core. He holds nothing back, unleashing a fury rarely seen from him, and ultimately sacrifices his own life to stop Doomsday's rampage. The consequences are felt worldwide. The world mourns its greatest hero. His loved ones are left shattered, and the lesson is clear. When Superman finally lets go, the cost is beyond imagining. 4. For the Man Who Has Everything, comic and animated adaptation. Even Superman has dreams he can never have, and that's exactly what breaks him. In For the Man Who Has Everything, Superman Annual number 11, 1985. Mongul traps Clark with the Black Mercy, a parasite that gives him a fantasy life on a still living Krypton, surrounded by the family he lost. When Superman finally tears free, he's forced to abandon this perfect world and the people he loved most, triggering a tidal wave of heartbreak and anger. Overwhelmed by loss, Superman lashes out with raw fury, nearly killing Mongul in the process. The moment is a rare, unfiltered glimpse at a hero undone by grief, and it leaves Clark and readers reminded that even the strongest can be shattered by what they want most. 3. Kingdom Come, Superman. Sometimes, even the world's greatest hero can lose faith. In Kingdom Come number 1 through 4, 1996, a new, reckless generation of heroes emerges, and a catastrophic event kills Lois Lane and countless innocents. Grieving and disillusioned, Superman abandons humanity, only to return years later, harder and more authoritarian than ever. His quest to restore order becomes militant, leading the Justice League into a cataclysmic battle that nearly destroys the world. Superman comes close to letting anger and pain rule him, and only a final act of humility saves the day. The cost, trust shaken, allies lost, and the haunting realization that even Superman can be pushed to the brink of becoming the very thing he fears. 2. Justice Lords, Superman, animated. Sometimes the world breaks even the best of us. In an alternate reality, A Better World, Justice League Animated Series, 2003, the murder of the Flash by President Luthor pushes Superman over the edge. Overcome with grief and anger, he executes Luthor on live television. That single act transforms Superman and the Justice League into authoritarian rulers, the Justice Lords, who impose order on Earth through tyranny instead of hope. The consequence? A safe world, but one stripped of freedom and justice. Superman's downfall is a warning. Even the noblest heart, when shattered, can become a symbol of fear. 1. Superman in Injustice. No fall from grace is more shocking than Superman's transformation in Injustice. In this world, Injustice, Gods Among Us, 2013, the Joker tricks Superman into killing Lois Lane and, unknowingly, their unborn child, then detonates a nuclear bomb in Metropolis. Superman's grief and rage explode. He kills the Joker in cold blood, then abandons everything that once defined him: hope, restraint, and mercy. Instead, he imposes his vision of peace through a brutal global dictatorship, punishing all crime without forgiveness. The consequences ripple across the DC universe. Superman becomes the world's greatest threat, friends and heroes are divided, and the line between hero and tyrant is forever shattered. In trying to save everyone, Superman loses himself, and the world learns what happens when the last restraint on the strongest being alive finally snaps. Even Superman, the ultimate symbol of hope, can break. But what makes Clark Kent a hero isn't that he never loses control. It's that he finds his way back again and again, no matter how far he's fallen. These moments aren't just shocking, they're a reminder that true strength is choosing to rise after you fall. Which of these stories changed the way you see Superman? Share your thoughts below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more untold truths from the world of superheroes.